Hey everybody, talking today about how to motivate yourself or how to motivate your partner if one of you does not feel like having sex. And this is one of the most highly talked about things that I find coming out in couples with challenges, which is desire mismatch. And that desire mismatch can change throughout life, but what happens with desire mismatch is one partner wants it more than another. And one of the problems with this is many times people try to compromise saying like, well, if you want to have sex every day and I'm good with it once a month, then we'll meet in the middle and have it 4 times a month, right? And what winds up happening when we try to do that is nobody is really satisfied. One person is having obligatory sex. The other person is still feeling like they are not getting their needs met. And it's a real problem, especially when we see that one of the top 5 reasons why relationships end is due to a lack of intimacy, that we want to actually address this, just like anything we do in holistic medicine. We want to actually address it ahead of time as much as possible so that it doesn't get to a more serious, situation. So one of the things that I really encourage you to do from a motivation standpoint is to look at your values, what you value most in your life, and hopefully your partner is up there. And then ask if you're making appropriate time for that. And then another way I actually work with helping people get motivated to have more sex and to be interested in it, one of the first things we need to do is think about, well, what does sex provide? And remember that oxytocin, our sex hormone, our love hormone, is a big thing for doing so many different things in life. So questions to ask yourself or your partner are things like, could you benefit from less stress in your life? Could you improve in your happiness? Do you have anxiety? Would you benefit from having less anxiety? Do you feel like your life would improve by becoming closer to your partner? Do you want to feel more desire with your partner? Do you want to have better conversations, communication, and connection with your partner? Do you want to feel more emotionally close to your partner? Do you want to worry less? Do you want to keep your pelvic floor healthy and prevent things like leakage, low back pain, and incontinence? Would you like to feel more relaxed? Would you like better sleep? Would you like to learn faster and improve your memory? So basically, I kind of sound like a pharmaceutical commercial in some ways for oxytocin, right? So oxytocin is our orgasm hormone, is our love hormone. And literally this entire list that I mentioned, from anything from lowering anxiety to improving emotional connection to having better conversations with your partner to worrying less to sleeping better and on and on and on, are all things that can improve by increasing the oxytocin in our body. And guess what? The best way, the most profound way to do this is by having sex and better orgasms. So we really want to use this if you're feeling like, wow, you are not in the mood, right? Or your partner's feeling like they're not in the mood. We need to think about this beyond the acuteness. It's kind of like with exercise, right? A lot of times when people go to the gym, they're not really in the mood to work out, but you get into it and you start moving. You're like, wow, that was amazing. I'm so glad I did that. And we motivate ourselves by saying, I want to stay healthy. I want to have energy to play with my kids, my grandkids. I want to feel good. I want to look good, right? I want to feel alive in my body. I want to be strong. I want to lose weight. Like whatever you're saying, like when people are motivating themselves to do an exercise routine, these are the things that we're saying. So the same thing is true with sex. It's like oftentimes we're just like, well, I don't have time for that. And we just like kind of put it out as just like this thing that is not that important. When in fact, I truly believe that God or spirit or energy or whatever you personally call that force gave us sex in part beyond procreation. Like we know sex is for more than just procreation because women have a clitoris that has no other function than pleasure. We could procreate just fine without a clitoris, right? But it is just for pleasure and enjoyment. So why do we have something like this? Well, in my mind, it is because of the power that actually happens when we get these chemicals that happen with sex in our body, how balancing they are, how much they help us to get into a state where we do emotionally connect with our partner better. So because of this, we want to look at the motivation towards engaging sexually. In many ways, similar to the motivation that we find to eat a good diet, to go to bed early, to get to the gym, whatever type of health change we're trying to bring in our life. Like starting to prioritize sex is a health change for yourself and for your relationship. So when you take time and you motivate yourself to actually do that, we want to think beyond the act, and we want to think, just like with exercise, just like with going to bed at a decent time, what will all of these changes do to improve our lives? And that's one of the initial things to motivate. Now, I do have a 6-week course that I take people through desire mismatch and a step-by-step process to getting back on the same page without compromise, and with both people ending up getting more of what they want. So that is on sale for only a little bit longer. It's the lowest price I've ever offered it. It's the lowest price I will ever offer it again. So I do encourage you to look in the show notes for that link in order to get that course, so that you can have access to this material once again. Okay, everybody, we'll go into so much more in that, but this is your first steps in motivating yourself and helping your partner be motivated, and is really thinking about like beyond just that initial, sex and the act, but what is this actually providing, and what is this providing that is so valuable for you and your relationship, for your health and the health of relationship and on. That's it for today. Ciao for now.